Hello friends and welcome back to a new cleaning for free. My name is Colleen and I clean extremely dirty homes for free in the Netherlands. And for this clean I wasn't just by myself. Hello everyone, welcome to a new clean. Today I'm with Rose Amsterdam.
Hi!
We're going to do the bathroom and the kitchen and the smell is horrible, so please wish her some luck. There was a very strong ammonia odor coming from this kitchen, the one that waters your eyes, so I was really glad that I had my respirator with me. Alright, I'm starting with the floor today because it is a mess. There are so many cans and plastic bags and everything. I want to get it out of the way first so I can walk freely and safely in this kitchen. While you see me collecting all the trash and the cans, I want to tell you a little bit more about the resident and why this kitchen has become so dirty. The person living in this apartment is a young woman and she's been dealing with mental problems for quite some years now. If I remember correctly, she has a mentor for about 10 years now. She's been treated several times for severe depression and psychosis. Psychosis isn't actually a condition, it's a term that describes a collection of symptoms. And these symptoms show that the person is disconnected from reality. Behavioral warning signs for psychosis include trouble thinking clearly and logically, a decline in self-care or personal hygiene, and a disruption of a healthy sleep pattern. I think it was in autumn 2023 that I also cleaned for an older woman who was also dealing with psychosis. She had asked for my help by herself, and as far as I know, she had no mentor whatsoever. It was just the church that helped her every now and then. During that time, I hardly knew anything about psychosis, so I stepped into her house very naively. I remember that clean so clearly, like it was yesterday. Before I could start doing anything for her, I sat there for an hour listening to a very distressed, restless, depressed, panicking woman. She told me about her whole life from when she was a little kid until now, and she told me everything about what people had done to her, all the traumas she experienced, and that all these things made her mentally so ill that recently her kids were taken from her. As she was telling me this, I could not count how many emotions she was experiencing at the same time, and she looked so bewildered. I was feeling like having a conversation with 5 people all together instead of one. I became a little bit anxious because of that, because I didn't really know with what kind of a person I was dealing with. And so I just told her maybe we should put on some music that really calms you down, and maybe you should try to get some sleep because you seem really tired. Within 5 minutes, she was deeply asleep and snoring on the couch, and I cleaned there for 2 or 3 hours and then I left as she was still asleep. Even though I really felt for this woman, I was also a little bit scared that if she would wake up, she wouldn't remember me. And then when she would see me, she would attack me or something. I don't know what kind of person I would meet if she woke up. What I learned from this experience is that when I'm cleaning for someone with psychosis, I really want I want a third person to be there, a mentor or a family member, someone they know, or they need to go out of the house. In the meantime, you can see that I removed almost all the trash from the floor, and of course I gathered the cans separately because there's a deposit on the cans. In my last video there was a comment from someone who asked, why can't you just recycle crushed cans? Well, we do recycle them, but there is no deposit on it anymore because the machines need to scan the code, a barcode that's on the cans, and when it's crushed that's not possible. So that's why I put the cans that are crushed separately from the deposit cans. Alright, that side of the floor is empty. Now I need to tackle this side of the floor. Those of you who have been watching me for quite some time know that my videos are well known for my big butt. But there is a body part of me that is growing even bigger than my big butt, and I'm going to tell you about that in a couple of minutes. Honestly, I laughed so hard when I saw what was in this dishwasher. I don't know if you can recognize it, but this is a spring onion. There are also sieved tomatoes in there and some eggs. It's always such a nice surprise when there is a dishwasher because it saves me so much time not having to do the dishes. Alright, fun fact, I saw this basket with all kinds of plastic bags and I first thought that this was meat, but it turned out to be spices. So this is a basket with all kinds of spices. Alright, it is time to come clear. I have been keeping a little secret from y'all, and lots of you already guessed it right under my last video. Your Colleen is very much pregnant. I am currently 20 weeks along and we already have a 5-year-old boy, and now we're expecting a girl. I'm still feeling really good and I'm so grateful for that, but obviously with the belly growing, the cleanings are getting harder for me. Me sharing this news feels really vulnerable to me. I was very hesitant in the beginning if I wanted to tell you or not, but it was Remy Clogg's announcement of her pregnancy that made me feel a little bit more confident about it. Those of you who know me personally know that I have got baby fever for more than a year now. But I was waiting for the right moment since we moved to a new home in January. And then shortly after, Ari Katarina announced her pregnancy and I was like, oh no, what if I get pregnant? People will think that I'm copying her and stuff. I can assure you that's definitely not the case. It's been our wish for more than a year to have a second child, and now I'm pregnant. We're truly grateful for new life. Actually, I think it is something very special that Remy, Ari, and I are of the same age and we're experiencing the same phase of life. So yeah, of course I will be telling you more about this in the upcoming videos, don't worry. But I just need to let it sink in that I just told like my whole YouTube community that I'm pregnant. For now, let's go back to the clean.
Like a puppy. Oh man. Oh, it's getting worse. Oh, wow.
If you take a closer look to this cutlery, you can see that it is not just really dirty, but also very moldy. So the morning of this clean, I had been very honest with the resident, telling her that it would be still so risky to use the cutlery, even though it would have been in the dishwasher or something, and that I would rather buy her new stuff instead of trying to clean this. And she agreed. So during this clean, we took a break. We went to the mall and we bought her some new plates and new cutlery. There is some cutlery in the sink, as you can see, and I thought this part could still be saved. However, I wanted to rinse it twice with very hot water and dish soap before I put it into the dishwasher. But obviously you can't do the dishes in a dirty sink, so it was the sink's turn first to be cleaned. So, now okay. As you're watching me vacuuming the floor, I have to make a confession because apparently I lost some of the footage that shows the last part of this clean. I think I know how this could have happened because I always film with my iPhone and I try to copy the footage from my iPhone to my hard disk, but I'm not so consistent with that. So on the second clean of that week, my iPhone sent me a notification that the storage was full. And I was like, oh well, I already copied the last clean to my hard disk, so I can remove all that footage. And then it turned out that there were about 4 clips that I did not copy yet. So you will be able to see the start of me cleaning the refrigerator, but you won't see the end result, unfortunately. Oh wait, I just remembered that I did post a video on social media before I removed the footage. So I can put that video at the end of this video so you can still see the end result.
Oh, wow. Haha. Roos, kom eens kijken. Het is niet heel gek dat die geur niet weggaat. Ik haal die la weg.
Het stinkt hier echt heel heftig. Wow.
Het ligt er helemaal onder.
Alright guys, we're 6 hours in, we're finished today. I cleaned the kitchen.
And I cleaned the bathroom. And you can find my footage on my YouTube channel, Rose Amsterdam.
Go check it out guys. See you next time.
Bye.